Here is the reigning world champion at 100 meters, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, attempt to become the first American woman to sweep the 100 and the 200 at the World Championships.
And she's trying to become only the fourth woman ever, and the first since Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce did it in 2013, to win the 1 and the 2. Here are the other ones. Shericka Jackson in 1987. That was the second edition of the World Championships. And then Germany's Katrin Kraber. So it has been 12 years since somebody did what this woman is attempting to do. Leave Worlds having swept the short sprints. And she will start as a big favorite tonight.
In order to win that world title, you got to go through the defending champion, Shericka Jackson of Jamaica.
There's never been a sweep in this event at the World Championships, and I think the presence of Shericka Jackson, along with a good lane draw in 7, may prevent the United States from sweeping as we look at the 2019 world champion, Dina Asher-Smith.
Now 29 years of age, competing in her 7th outdoor world championship, making yet another world final.
A Navia Battle of the United States will be just behind her in 8th. Great lane draw for her. She's going to have to set a personal best to be on the podium. Her personal best stands at 21.9. She's going to have to go a little faster, but I think she's a definite medal threat.
And trying to put herself in the same conversation as Allyson Felix of the United States, winning 3 consecutive World 200-meter titles. Shericka Jackson is in 7th.
She has run more top 10 times in this event than anybody else in the history of the world. Here's the big favorite. Lots of history on the line here. The U.S. hasn't won a world title in this event since Allyson Felix did it way back in 2009. And there are her parents, Melvin and Joanna Jefferson, sitting up in the booth of World Athletics President Sebastian Coe.
Second athlete from Great Britain is the 23-year-old Amy Hunt, their national champion in the 100 meters.
The evergreen Marie-Josée Talleu-Smith will occupy lane 4. She's got silver, she's got bronze from this event, but she hasn't won a medal since 2019.
There are 4 Americans in this women's 200-meter final. Brittany Brown has tasted the podium at the World Championships. Silver in 2019 behind Asher-Smith. Bronze in Paris last year. And Mackenzie Long, because Brown won the Diamond League and Gabby Thomas pulled out due to injury, she got advanced as the 4th member of Team USA, and she also makes the final.
Yeah, she's one of just a few women to run under 22 seconds. Here's the Bahamas' Antonique Strawn. You see that left leg wrapped. She was in some real discomfort after the semifinal, but she clearly has decided to give it a go. That is a tough lane to run all that turn with your leg bandaged in lane 1 as we get back now to the 100-meter world champion, fully focused on the task at hand, but the 2-time defending champ will be to her outside in lane 7, Shericka Jackson.
Let's go!
Set. Melissa Jefferson side. Shericka Jackson, a world champion. Shericka Jackson off the turn.
Wooden in the lead. Rest of the field. The sweep is realized. Gets that instant bronze medal and congratulated by Talleu-Smith. But her reign has ended here in Tokyo as we look back on the race.
It's been a fabulous reign for Shericka Jackson, but the youngsters are stepping up. Melissa Jefferson ran one heck of a turn. Look at Dina Asher-Smith running well on the outside, but once she got to the front, She has been just about impossible to pass. Look at her just pulling away from the rest of the world. Nobody challenged her. This was almost as big a romp as we had in the 100. So, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, you have some competition for World Athlete of the Year on the women's side, because Melissa Jefferson Wooden has come to the World Championships and become the first American woman to do the double, and the first since 2013. Look at the focus in those eyes. History's been made.
And then immediately to the clock. And then the celebration. She lost only one time this year.
In the women's 200-meter final, Melissa Jefferson produced a commanding and highly controlled performance to win the gold medal in a time of approximately 21.68 seconds. After a slightly disrupted start to the race, she quickly settled into her rhythm and demonstrated complete dominance over the field. Her execution across the curve and into the home straight was decisive, as she steadily pulled away from her rivals and never allowed anyone to close the gap. The race ultimately turned into a clear display of her superiority, as she crossed the finish line comfortably in first place. The contest for the remaining medals proved far more unexpected. Great Britain's Amy Hunt delivered a breakthrough performance, running with confidence and strength to secure the silver medal, surpassing several more experienced and highly ranked athletes. Jamaica's Shericka Jackson, the defending champion and one of the pre-race favorites, finished in third place with the bronze medal, unable to match Jefferson's acceleration and sustained speed in the final stages of the race. This victory carried major historical significance. By adding the 200-meter world title to her earlier 100m triumph, Jefferson became only the fourth woman in history to complete the sprint double at a single World Championships. Even more importantly, she became the first American woman in over a decade to achieve this rare feat, placing her among an exclusive group of sprinting legends and highlighting the exceptional level she reached during the 2025 season. After the race, Jefferson admitted that the full meaning of her achievement did not immediately sink in. In the moment, she was focused on the result rather than the historical context, and it was only afterward that she fully realized what she had accomplished. That realization brought a strong emotional response, as she reflected on joining such a small and elite group of athletes in sprint history. The race itself had begun with tension due to a false start, briefly interrupting concentration and adding pressure to the final. However, Jefferson handled the situation with composure and professionalism. Once the race properly got underway, she reacted sharply, accelerated efficiently, and quickly established herself at the front. By the midpoint of the race, she had already built a clear lead, and she maintained full control all the way to the finish line, reinforcing the impression that she is currently in the best form of her career and one of the dominant forces in women's sprinting.
Friends, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. This was Alexander. See you in the next episode.